Starting your own business is a bold leap and adventure that promises freedom, growth, and the chance to shape your own destiny. It's not just about escaping the 9-to-5, it's about building something meaningful and lasting. But with great opportunity comes real risk. The journey is tough, filled with obstacles and uncertainty. You're trading a steady paycheck for the unknown, and that takes courage and resilience. The true reward isn't just financial, it's the pride of creating jobs, solving problems, and making an impact. This masterclass is your guide through the challenges ahead. We'll give you practical tools and honest advice to help you turn your vision into reality. With the right preparation and strategy, anyone can launch and grow a successful business. This is your first step toward becoming the entrepreneur you've always wanted to be. But because they lack a solid plan. Passion alone isn't enough. You need a clear strategy and answers to key questions. Who are your customers? How will you reach them? What sets you apart? Many founders confuse activity with progress, launching before they're ready. Our step-by-step guide will help you avoid these common pitfalls. We'll show you how to build on research, planning, and smart financial management. By following a proven blueprint, you'll make informed decisions and reduce risk at every stage. Learn what to do and what not to do to avoid costly mistakes. Build resilience into your business and set yourself up for sustainable growth. You don't need all the answers, just the courage to begin. Your first step can be small. Research your market, write a mission statement, or sketch a simple plan. Each action builds momentum and confidence. This masterclass will guide you through every stage, from refining your idea to building your brand. No MBA required, just a willingness to learn and act. We'll break down complex topics into simple, actionable steps. By the end, you'll know exactly what to do next. The path to independence starts now. Take your first step. The real value comes from turning an idea into an opportunity that solves a real problem for real people. Start by observing the world around you. What frustrates you or others? Where are the gaps? These pain points are potential business opportunities. Don't wait for inspiration, train yourself to spot problems and imagine solutions. Keep a running list of ideas and problems you notice. Over time, patterns will emerge, and you'll see which ideas have real potential. The goal is to move from a list of raw ideas to a short list of genuine opportunities. This is where your entrepreneurial journey truly begins. Start by listing what excites you and what you're good at. Your energy and expertise are your biggest assets. Passion fuels persistence. Skills make execution possible. But passion and skill aren't enough. There must be real demand. For each idea, ask, who needs this, and will they pay for it? The sweet spot is where your excitement and abilities meet a genuine market need. When you find this alignment, your business becomes both fulfilling and sustainable. You're not just selling a product, you're solving a problem people care about. This is the foundation for a business that lasts. Customers don't buy products or services, they buy solutions to their problems. They buy a better version of themselves. They buy relief from pain, access to pleasure, or a path to their aspirations. If you want to build a business that not only survives but thrives, you must shift your focus from what you are selling to what problem you are solving. This problem solver's mindset is the key to creating something that people will not only buy, but will also love and recommend to others. It is the difference between a fleeting transaction and a loyal, long-term customer relationship. To adopt this mindset, you need to develop deep empathy for your target customer. Who are they, exactly? Go beyond basic demographics like age and gender. Try to understand their daily lives, their goals, their fears, and their frustrations. What keeps them up at night? What are the obstacles standing in the way of what they want to achieve? The more clearly you can articulate the problem from your customer's perspective, the better equipped you will be to design a solution that truly resonates with them. Your business idea should be a direct answer to their pain point. For example, you aren't just selling accounting software. You are selling peace of mind and freedom from the stress of tax season for small business owners. Once you have a clear understanding of the problem, you must ask yourself a crucial question. Why would they choose my solution over all other alternatives? Your competitors are not just other businesses offering a similar product. Your competition is also the status quo, the way your customers are currently dealing with the problem, even if that means they are simply ignoring it or using a makeshift workaround. Your value proposition must be compelling. It must clearly communicate why your offering is superior. Are you faster, easier to use, more affordable, more effective, or do you provide a better overall experience? You need a unique selling proposition or USP that makes you stand out from the crowd and makes the choice obvious for your target customer. Ultimately, building a business that matters means creating genuine value. It's about making someone's life tangibly better in some way, big or small. When you are driven by a desire to solve problems, your decision-making process becomes clearer. Every feature you add to your product, every line of your marketing copy, and every interaction with a customer should be guided by the question, does this help solve the core problem? This focus not only leads to a better product but also builds a powerful brand identity centered on helpfulness and expertise. Customers will come to see you not just as a vendor, but as a trusted partner. This is how you build a loyal following and a business that has a lasting positive impact. Or quit your day job, you must do one thing: validate your business idea. This is, without question, the most critical phase in the entire startup process, yet it is the one most often overlooked by eager entrepreneurs. Validation is the process of gathering real-world evidence that your idea is not just a good one in your head, but a viable business in the marketplace. It's about proving that there are real people, right now, who have the problem you aim to solve and are actively looking for a better solution. Enthusiasm and passion are essential, but they are not substitutes for hard data. Assuming people will want what you're selling is the single fastest way to business failure. You must replace those dangerous assumptions with cold, hard facts. Market research is the tool you use to achieve this validation. It's not an academic exercise or something only big corporations do, it's a practical, hands-on investigation. Think of yourself as a detective looking for clues. Your mission is to uncover the truth about your potential market before you commit significant resources. This step saves you from the heartbreaking experience of building something nobody wants. It allows you to test your hypotheses in a low-risk, low-cost way. By doing your homework up front, you can refine your idea, adjust your strategy, and in some cases pivot to a completely different, more promising opportunity. This isn't about finding reasons why your idea won't work, it's about finding out exactly what it will take to make it succeed. The core purpose of validation is to de-risk your venture. Every piece of information you gather reduces the level of uncertainty and increases your odds of success. You are moving from a position of blind faith to one of informed confidence. You start answering the most important questions for your future business. How big is the potential market? What price are customers willing to pay? What are the key features they absolutely need? What is the most effective way to reach them? Without this preliminary research, you are essentially gambling with your time and money. A well-executed market research plan transforms that gamble into a calculated investment, dramatically improving your chances of a positive return. So, before you design a logo, build a website, or order inventory, commit to this process. The insights you gain will become the foundation upon which you build your entire business plan, your marketing strategy, and your product development. Spending a few weeks on thorough research now can save you months or even years of wasted effort and thousands of dollars down the line. It is the cheapest insurance policy you can ever buy for your business. It is the step that separates the professional entrepreneurs from the hopeful amateurs. Do not skip it. Your future self will thank you for taking the time to do it right from day one. When you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. The key is to identify and intimately understand your specific target audience. This is the group of people who are most likely to need and want your product or service. Your goal is to create a detailed ideal client profile or customer avatar. This is a fictional character who represents your perfect customer. Giving this person a name, an age, a job, and a backstory makes them real in your mind, which helps guide every decision you make, from product design to marketing copy. To build this profile, start by asking probing questions. Go far beyond simple demographics like age, gender, and location, although those are important starting points. Dig deeper into their psychographics, their lifestyle, values, interests, and attitudes. What does a typical day look like for them? What blogs do they read or podcasts do they listen to? What are their biggest goals and aspirations in life? What are their deepest fears and frustrations? The more detailed you can be, the better. For instance, instead of targeting small business owners, you might target female photographers in their 30s who are struggling to manage their client bookings and invoicing efficiently. This level of specificity is incredibly powerful. The best way to get this information is not by guessing but by talking to actual people. Go out and interview potential customers. You can find them in online forums, social media groups, or at local industry events. Prepare a short list of open-ended questions designed to uncover their pain points related to the problem you want to solve. Ask them about their current solutions and what they like or dislike about them. Listen more than you talk. People love to share their opinions and talk about their problems. These conversations are pure gold, providing you with direct insights into the language your customers use, the features they value most, and their willingness to pay for a better solution. Once you have this profile, it becomes your North Star. Whenever you have to make a decision, you can ask yourself, what would your avatar's name think of this? Would this pricing model make sense to them? Would this marketing message resonate with them? Would this new feature solve a real problem for them? This customer-centric approach ensures that you are building a business that is laser-focused on serving a specific need. It stops you from getting distracted by your own ideas and keeps you grounded in what the market actually wants. Knowing your customer this intimately is one of the greatest competitive advantages you can have. Your competition isn't just the direct rivals who sell a similar product, it also includes indirect competitors who solve the same customer problem in a different way. For example, if you are launching a new project management software, your competitors aren't just other software companies but also spreadsheets, notebooks, and even sticky notes. Understanding this entire competitive landscape is essential. Your goal here is not to be discouraged by the competition, but to learn from them. They have already spent time and money figuring out what works and what doesn't, and you can leverage their experience for free. Start by making a list of your top 3 to 5 direct competitors. These are the businesses your ideal customer would likely consider if they didn't choose you. Then put on your detective hat again and start analyzing every aspect of their business. Go through their website meticulously. How do they describe their products? What is their pricing structure? Who do they seem to be targeting with their marketing? Sign up for their email newsletter. Follow them on social media and observe how they interact with their audience. Read their customer reviews on sites like Google, Yelp, or Capterra. Pay close attention to both the 5-star raves and the 1-star rants. The complaints are particularly valuable as they highlight weaknesses and gaps you can potentially exploit. This analysis will reveal crucial patterns. You will start to see the standard pricing in your industry, which gives you a benchmark for your own pricing strategy. You will identify the key features that customers have come to expect, which helps you define your minimum viable product. You will see what marketing channels they are using successfully, which can inform your own launch plan. Look for their weaknesses. Are their customers complaining about poor customer service? Is their product difficult to use? Is their pricing too complicated? Each one of these complaints represents an opportunity for you to differentiate your business and offer a superior alternative to the market. Don't just look at what your competitors are doing wrong, also identify what they are doing right. What are they truly excellent at? Perhaps they have built a powerful brand with a loyal community, or maybe their content marketing is exceptional. You shouldn't copy them directly, but you can draw inspiration from their successes and adapt their strategies to fit your own unique brand and vision. A thorough competitive analysis gives you a realistic view of the market you are about to enter. It helps you position your business effectively, craft a compelling value proposition, and enter the game with a clear understanding of the players and the rules. Is to synthesize all that information to find your unique place in the market. This is where you connect the dots between what customers want and what the competition is failing to provide. This undiscovered territory is your gap in the market, often called a niche. It is the specific, underserved corner where your business can not only survive, but thrive by being the perfect solution for a very specific group of people. Finding and owning a niche is far more powerful than trying to compete head-on with established, well-funded players in a broad market. It's about being a big fish in a small pond. To identify this gap, review your notes from customer interviews and competitor analysis. Look for the intersection of customer pain points and competitor weaknesses. Is there a specific feature that customers repeatedly ask for that no one currently offers? Is there a segment of the audience that is being completely ignored by the major players? For example, perhaps all your competitors target large corporations, leaving small businesses and freelancers with solutions that are too expensive and complex for their needs. That is a significant gap. Or maybe all existing products are powerful but ugly and difficult to use, creating a gap for a beautifully designed, user-friendly alternative. Your unique selling proposition, or USP, is born from this gap. Your USP is the clear, concise statement that explains how you are different and better than the competition. It's the answer to the customer's question, "Why should I buy from you?" A strong USP might be based on price, the most affordable option, quality, the most premium, durable product, service, the most responsive, helpful support, convenience, the fastest, easiest solution, or specialization, the only solution designed specifically for a certain niche. For instance, a coffee shop's USP might be that it's the only one in town that exclusively serves organic, single-origin beans, catering to a niche of coffee connoisseurs. Once you believe you've found a viable gap and have drafted your USP, it's time for one final validation check. Go back to that small group of potential customers you interviewed earlier. Present your refined idea and your USP to them. Does it resonate? Do their eyes light up? Do they say, "Yes, that's exactly what I've been looking for"? Their feedback at this stage is invaluable. It will either confirm that you are on the right track, or send you back to the drawing board to tweak your approach before you've invested heavily in it. This iterative process of researching, identifying a gap, and testing your proposed solution is the very essence of launching a business like a pro. It ensures you enter the market with a sharp, focused strategy built on evidence, not just hope. Filled with dense text and complicated charts, something only needed to impress a stern-faced bank manager. But honestly, that perception couldn't be further from the truth. A business plan is not just a formal document for securing loans or attracting investors, though it definitely serves that purpose. First and foremost, it's your personal blueprint for success. It's the process of translating the grand vision in your head into a tangible, logical, and actionable strategy on paper. It really forces you to think critically about every single aspect of your future business, from your core mission to your day-to-day operations. It's hands down the most powerful tool you have for staying focused and making strategic decisions. Think of it as the architectural drawings for a house you're about to build. You wouldn't just start buying lumber and hammering nails together without a detailed plan, right? Of course not. You'd want to know the dimensions of each room, where the plumbing will go, and how the electrical system will be wired. The business plan gives you that same level of critical detail for your company. It pushes you to answer the tough questions before they turn into expensive problems. It helps you spot potential weaknesses in your idea, see unforeseen obstacles, and create contingency plans to deal with them. Honestly, this process of strategic thinking is often more valuable than the final document itself. It sharpens your vision and prepares you for the realities of the market. Furthermore, your business plan acts as your North Star once your business is up and running. In the chaotic, fast-paced world of a new startup, it's so easy to get distracted by new ideas, unexpected opportunities, or sudden challenges. You can quickly lose sight of your original goals and start chasing things that don't align with your core strategy. Your business plan is the anchor that keeps you grounded. It's this constant reference point you can return to, reminding you of your target market, your unique value proposition, and your long-term objectives. It helps you evaluate new opportunities by asking a simple question: does this move us closer to the goals outlined in our plan? Finally, a well-crafted business plan is a seriously powerful communication tool. Whether you're trying to recruit a co-founder, hire your first employee, or form a strategic partnership, you need to be able to articulate your vision clearly and convincingly. The business plan organizes your thoughts into a coherent narrative that explains what your business does, who it serves, and why it's destined for success. It shows that you've done your homework, that you're serious about your venture, and that you have a credible roadmap for growth. It builds confidence not only in others, but, most importantly, in yourself. It transforms you from someone with a good idea into a founder with a viable plan. Even though it appears at the beginning of the document, you should actually write it last. This section is a concise, powerful overview of your entire plan, hitting all the key highlights. It should briefly introduce your business, state your mission, describe your product or service, mention your target market, and provide a quick summary of your financial projections. The goal here is to grab the reader's attention right away and make them eager to learn more about your venture. For a lot of busy investors or partners, this might be the only section they read at first, so it really needs to be compelling and clear. Next up is the company description and mission statement. This section provides more detail about your business. What's the legal structure? Is it a sole proprietorship, an LLC, or a corporation? What's the history of the company, even if it's just your personal journey to this idea? Most importantly, this is where you define your mission and vision. Your mission statement is a declaration of your company's purpose. It explains what you do, who you do it for, and the value you provide. Your vision statement looks to the future, describing what you aspire to become. These statements are the soul of your business, guiding your culture and strategic direction for years to come, and giving your team a shared purpose to rally around. Following that is the market analysis. This section shows that you've done your research and understand the industry you're entering. It should include the findings from your market research phase, like the size of your target market, its key demographics and psychographics, and its growth potential. This is also where you present your competitive analysis. You need to identify your main competitors, analyze their strengths and weaknesses, and clearly explain how your business will differentiate itself. This section proves to the reader, and to yourself, that there's a genuine need for your business, and that you've carved out a defensible niche in the marketplace. It shows you aren't just walking into a crowded field blindly. Finally, you need to detail your organization and management structure, along with your products or services. The organization section outlines who is on your team. You'll want to include short bios for the key founders and managers, highlighting their relevant experience and the skills they bring to the table. If you have gaps in your team, acknowledge them and explain how you plan to fill them. The products and services section gives a detailed description of what you're actually selling. How does it work? What makes it unique? Discuss any patents or proprietary technology you might have. Explain your product's life cycle and any plans for future development or new offerings. This component connects your market analysis to your tangible solution. The main rule is to avoid jargon, overly technical language, and vague buzzwords. Imagine you're explaining your business to a smart stranger who knows nothing about your industry. Your goal is to make your vision easily understandable and, honestly, compelling. Use simple, direct language and short sentences. A business plan that's clear and easy to read is way more persuasive than one that's dense and confusing. If the reader has to struggle to understand what you're saying, you've already lost them. Write with a tone of realistic optimism. You should absolutely convey your passion and belief in your business's potential, but you've got to ground this enthusiasm in facts and data from your market research. Avoid making grandiose, unsupported claims like, "We will capture 50% of the market in our first year." Instead, present your goals as logical outcomes based on your strategic plan. For example, you might say, based on our targeted digital marketing strategy and a conservative conversion rate of 2%, we project acquiring 5,000 customers in our first year. This data-backed approach builds credibility and shows that your confidence is rooted in careful planning, not just wishful thinking. Structure your plan for readability. Use clear headings and subheadings for each section to guide the reader through the document. Use bullet points to break up long blocks of text and highlight key information, like competitive advantages or marketing tactics. If you have complex data, present it in a simple chart or graph instead of trying to describe it in a lengthy paragraph. A well-organized plan shows a well-organized mind, which is something every investor and partner looks for in a founder. The visual presentation matters. It makes the information more digestible and shows that you respect the reader's time by making your plan as accessible as possible. Before you consider it finished, have several people proofread it. Typos, grammatical errors, and spelling mistakes can instantly undermine your professionalism and make it seem like you lack attention to detail, a disastrous impression to make. Ask someone who isn't familiar with your business to read it and give you feedback. Do they understand your core concept? Are there any parts that are confusing or unconvincing? This outside perspective is seriously invaluable for spotting weaknesses in your arguments or areas where your explanations are unclear. A polished, error-free, and logically sound business plan is a powerful testament to your commitment and capability as an entrepreneur. But it is also one of the most critical. This is where you translate your strategic plan into numbers, telling the financial story of your business. It demonstrates that your venture is not just a great idea, but a financially viable one. You don't need to be an accountant to create this section, but you do need to be realistic and thorough. Your financial projections should include 3 key statements: the income statement, the cash flow statement, and the balance sheet. These documents work together to provide a comprehensive picture of your company's financial health and future potential. The income statement, also known as the profit and loss statement, projects your revenues and expenses over a period of time, typically for the first 3 to 5 years. Start by forecasting your sales based on your market research and pricing strategy. Be conservative with your estimates. It's always better to underpromise and overdeliver. Next, list all your anticipated expenses, including both fixed costs like rent and salaries, and variable costs like raw materials and marketing spend. The bottom line of this statement shows your projected profit or loss. This helps you understand your business's potential profitability and when you might expect to break even. The cash flow statement is arguably the most important financial document for a startup. It tracks the actual cash moving in and out of your business. Profitability on paper doesn't matter if you run out of cash to pay your bills. This statement shows your starting cash balance, adds all sources of incoming cash like sales revenue and loans, and subtracts all cash payments like rent, inventory purchases, and salaries for a given period. It helps you anticipate potential cash shortages and determine how much startup capital you truly need to launch and operate your business until you become cash flow positive. Many profitable businesses have failed because of poor cash flow management. Finally, the balance sheet provides a snapshot of your company's financial position at a specific point in time. It shows what your company owns, assets, what it owes, liabilities, and the owner's stake, equity. The fundamental equation is assets equals liabilities plus equity. For a startup, this might be relatively simple at first, but it establishes a baseline for tracking your company's net worth as it grows. Together, these financial statements tell a compelling story. They show that you have a deep understanding of the economics of your business and have a realistic plan for achieving financial stability and growth, turning your vision into a profitable reality. It is the legal and financial framework upon which your entire company will be built. This decision has profound and long-lasting implications, directly affecting everything from how you are taxed to your personal liability if the business runs into trouble. It influences your ability to raise money from investors, the amount of administrative paperwork you will have to manage, and even how you can eventually sell or transfer ownership of the business. Making the right choice from the beginning can save you from enormous headaches, financial distress, and legal complications down the road. It is a strategic decision that deserves careful thought and consideration. The most significant aspect that your legal structure determines is your personal liability. This concept revolves around a critical question. If your business is sued or accumulates debt it cannot pay, can your personal assets, like your home, car, or personal savings, be used to settle those claims? Some business structures, like a sole proprietorship, offer no separation between you and the business. In the eyes of the law, you and the business are one and the same. This means your personal wealth is directly at risk. Other structures, such as a limited liability company or a corporation, create a separate legal entity. This separation acts as a protective shield, often referred to as a corporate veil, which protects your personal assets from business liabilities. Understanding this distinction is paramount for any founder. Beyond liability, your choice of legal structure has a major impact on your tax obligations. Different structures are taxed in different ways by the IRS and state governments. For instance, some entities are considered pass-through structures, where the business profits and losses are passed directly to the owner's personal tax return. This avoids the problem of double taxation, where a corporation's profits are taxed once at the corporate level, and then again when distributed to shareholders as dividends. However, corporations may have access to a wider range of tax deductions. The complexity and amount of taxes you pay will vary significantly, making this a crucial factor in your decision. It directly affects your bottom-line profitability from day one. Finally, think about your future goals. Do you envision your business as a small lifestyle company, or do you have ambitions to scale it into a massive enterprise? Your legal structure can either facilitate or hinder that growth. If you plan to seek funding from venture capitalists or angel investors, they will almost certainly require you to be structured as a corporation, as it is the standard for issuing stock and managing outside ownership. A simpler structure might be perfect for a solo venture, but it could create significant roadblocks if you decide to bring on partners or investors later. Choosing the right structure is about aligning your legal foundation with your long-term vision for the company. The partnership and the limited liability company, or LLC. The sole proprietorship is the simplest and most common form of business ownership. In fact, if you start doing business activities on your own without formally registering another type of entity, you are automatically considered a sole proprietor. It's incredibly easy and inexpensive to set up, requiring minimal paperwork. All profits and losses are reported on your personal tax return, which really simplifies accounting. However, this simplicity comes at a high price. There is no legal distinction between you and your business, meaning you are personally liable for all business debts and legal actions. This is a significant risk that every founder must carefully weigh. If you are starting a business with one or more other people, you will likely consider a partnership. Like a sole proprietorship, a general partnership is relatively easy to form and allows profits and losses to be passed through to the partner's personal tax returns. However, it introduces a new layer of complexity and risk. In a general partnership, each partner is typically liable for the business's debts, regardless of which partner incurred them. This means you could be held responsible for the consequences of your partner's bad decisions. To mitigate this, it is absolutely essential to have a comprehensive partnership agreement drafted by an attorney. This document should clearly outline each partner's roles, responsibilities, contribution, and what happens if a partner wants to leave or if a disagreement arises. This brings us to the limited liability company, or LLC, which has become an extremely popular choice for new businesses. The LLC is a hybrid structure that cleverly combines the benefits of the other forms. It offers the liability protection of a corporation, meaning your personal assets are generally shielded from business debts, while also providing the tax flexibility and operational simplicity of a partnership or sole proprietorship. Profits can be passed through to the owner's personal tax returns, avoiding double taxation. LLCs are more formal to set up and maintain than a sole proprietorship, requiring registration with the state and the creation of an operating agreement, but for many entrepreneurs, this extra effort is well worth the peace of mind that comes with personal asset protection. The LLC's flexibility makes it an attractive option for a wide range of businesses, from solo freelancers to multi-member startups. It allows you to start with a strong legal foundation of protection while keeping your administrative and tax situations relatively straightforward in the early days. As the business grows, an LLC can even elect to be taxed as a corporation if it becomes advantageous, offering a path for future evolution. For many founders, the LLC represents the best of both worlds, providing a perfect balance between robust legal protection and manageable operational requirements, making it a default choice for those who have moved beyond the initial idea phase and are ready to build a serious, sustainable enterprise. Raising significant capital from outside investors, or maybe even going public one day, the corporation becomes the most appropriate legal structure. A corporation, specifically a C corporation, is a completely separate legal entity from its owners, who are called shareholders. This structure, honestly, provides the strongest possible protection for your personal assets. Corporations can raise capital by selling shares of stock, and that's really the primary reason why venture capitalists and other institutional investors prefer them. Plus, the ability to offer stock options is a powerful tool for attracting and keeping top talent. However, this robust structure comes with significant trade-offs that make it less suitable for many small businesses, especially at the very beginning of their journey. The main drawback of a C corporation is double taxation. The corporation's profits are taxed first at the corporate level. Then, if those profits are distributed to shareholders as dividends, the shareholders have to pay taxes on that income again on their personal tax returns. Another option, the S corporation, avoids this by allowing profits to pass directly to the owner's personal taxes, similar to an LLC. But S corporations have strict eligibility requirements, including limits on the number and type of shareholders. Furthermore, both types of corporations come with far more administrative complexity and regulatory oversight. They require regular board meetings, detailed record keeping known as corporate minutes, and more complex tax filings, which often means you'll need the ongoing help of lawyers and accountants. So, how do you make the right choice for your business? There's no single best legal structure. The ideal choice depends entirely on your specific circumstances and future ambitions. Start by assessing your tolerance for risk. If the idea of your personal assets being on the line keeps you up at night, then a sole proprietorship is probably not the right path for you. Next, consider your co-founders. If you're going into business with others, a formal structure like a partnership with a strong agreement or an LLC is essential to prevent future conflicts. Think about your 5-year plan. If you're certain you'll be seeking venture capital, starting as a C corporation might make sense, though many businesses start as an LLC and convert later. Ultimately, this is one of the most important decisions you'll make, and it's not one you should make alone. While this guide gives a general overview, it's not a substitute for professional legal and financial advice. We strongly recommend discussing your options with a qualified business attorney and an accountant. They can analyze your specific situation, explain the nuances of state laws, and help you choose the structure that best protects your interests and aligns with your long-term vision. Investing a few $100s in professional advice at this stage can save you tens of thousands of dollars or more in taxes and legal fees down the road. It's a critical investment in building your business on a solid, secure foundation. The next exciting step is to make it official by registering your business with the proper government authorities. This is really the moment your business transitions from just an idea into a recognized legal entity. The first part of this process usually involves registering your business name. This is crucial for several reasons. It establishes your exclusive right to use that name within your state, preventing other entrepreneurs from setting up a similar business with the same name, which could confuse customers and dilute your brand identity. It's a fundamental step in building a professional reputation and establishing trust with customers, suppliers, and financial institutions. An officially registered name signals that you are a serious, legitimate enterprise. Your approach to registering the name will depend on the legal structure you selected. If you plan to operate as a sole proprietorship or partnership under your own legal name, like say, John Smith's Consulting, you may not need to register it. However, if you choose to operate under a fictitious name, often called a doing business as, DBA, trade name or assumed name, you'll almost certainly need to register it with your state or local government. For example, if John Smith wants his business to be known as Apex Web Solutions, he must file a DBA. This registration creates a public record connecting your personal name to your business's trade name, ensuring transparency for consumers. For those forming an LLC or a corporation, the process of registering your name is integrated into the formation of the entity itself. When you file your articles of organization for an LLC or articles of incorporation for a corporation with your state's Secretary of State office, you'll declare your chosen business name. The state will check its records to ensure the name isn't already taken or confusingly similar to an existing registered entity. That's why it's vital to conduct a thorough name search on your state's business registry website before you file. Finding out your desired name is unavailable after you've already printed business cards and built a website can be a frustrating and costly setback. Beyond the state-level registration, you should also consider federal trademark protection. While your state registration protects your name within that state's borders, a federal trademark, granted by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, provides nationwide protection. This is particularly important if you plan to operate online or expand your business to multiple states in the future. A trademark protects not just your name but also your logo and slogans, preventing competitors anywhere in the country from using them. While it's a more complex and expensive process, securing a federal trademark is a powerful strategic move to safeguard your brand identity as you grow. The next critical step is to obtain your Federal Employer Identification Number, more commonly known as an EIN. Think of the EIN as a social security number for your business. This unique 9-digit number is issued by the Internal Revenue Service and is used to identify your business entity for tax purposes. You'll almost certainly need an EIN if you plan to hire employees, operate your business as a corporation or a partnership, or file certain types of tax returns. Even if you're a sole proprietor and not strictly required to have one, getting an EIN is still a very smart move for your business. Obtaining an EIN is a surprisingly straightforward and, most importantly, free process. The IRS has made it easy to apply directly on their website, and in most cases, you'll receive your number immediately. This number will be essential for many administrative tasks required to get your business up and running. You'll need it to open a dedicated business bank account, which is crucial for separating your personal and business finances. You'll also need it when you apply for business licenses and permits, and it will be required for payroll taxes or other federal business tax forms. Beyond the federal EIN, you'll likely also need to register for a state tax ID number. This is a separate identification number issued by your state's Department of Revenue or taxation agency. You'll need this state-level ID if your business collects and remits state taxes. The most common reason for this is sales tax. If you're selling tangible goods or certain services to customers within your state, you'll be responsible for collecting sales tax and paying it to the government on a regular basis. You may also need a state tax ID for other obligations, such as state income taxes or unemployment insurance taxes. Securing these identification numbers isn't optional. It's a fundamental requirement for operating a legal business. These numbers are the keys that unlock your ability to function as a legitimate part of the economy. They enable you to manage your finances professionally, hire a team, and fulfill your tax obligations correctly. Attempting to operate without them is a recipe for disaster, exposing you to significant penalties, back taxes, and potential legal action from both federal and state governments. Taking the time to get your EIN and state tax IDs in order is a non-negotiable step in building a compliant and sustainable business. The final piece of the initial setup puzzle is to secure any required business permits and licenses. This is an area where compliance can get, pretty complex, since the requirements vary dramatically depending on your industry, your state, your county, and even your specific city or town. For example, even a business that seems simple like a home-based bakery might actually need a combination of a general business operating license from the city, a food handler's permit from the county health department, and potentially zoning permits to operate legally from a residential address. It's your responsibility as the business owner to research and obtain every single permit and license required to operate legally. To begin this process, a great starting point is the U.S. Small Business Administration website, which provides comprehensive guides and links to state and local resources. You should also visit the website for your specific state, county, and city governments, which often have a new business portal that outlines the necessary steps. Common licenses include general business licenses, professional licenses for specific occupations, like accountants or contractors, health permits for food-related businesses, and signage permits for physical storefronts. Failing to obtain the correct permits before you open your doors can lead to some pretty severe consequences, including hefty fines and forced shutdowns by government officials. It's crucial to understand that compliance is not a one-time event that you just complete during setup and then forget about. It's an ongoing responsibility. Many licenses and permits need to be renewed annually or biennially, and failing to renew them on time can result in penalties or even a lapse in your legal ability to operate. And, as your business grows and evolves, your compliance needs might change. If you move to a new location, start offering a new type of product or service, or hire your first employee in a different state, you'll need to research and comply with a whole new set of rules and regulations. Staying organized and keeping a calendar of renewal dates is absolutely essential. Navigating this web of federal, state, and local regulations can feel overwhelming, but honestly, it's an unavoidable part of being a responsible business owner. If you're unsure about the requirements for your specific industry or location, it's wise to seek professional guidance. A business attorney or a specialized compliance service can help you identify all the necessary paperwork and make sure your applications are filed correctly. Investing in this expertise upfront provides immense peace of mind and protects your business from the significant risks of non-compliance. Remember, building a successful business isn't just about having a great product. It's about building it on a solid, legal, and unbreakable foundation. From the very first day you earn or spend $1 for your business, you must follow one non-negotiable golden rule. Keep your business and personal finances completely separate. This isn't just a suggestion or a best practice for later, it's an immediate and absolute necessity. Mixing funds by paying for business expenses from your personal checking account or using your business card for groceries is, honestly, a recipe for disaster. It creates a chaotic accounting nightmare that makes it nearly impossible to track your business's true performance. You'll never have a clear picture of your profitability if your personal coffee runs are mixed in with your software subscriptions. This lack of clarity is actually a primary reason why many promising businesses stumble and fall. The most critical first step to achieving this separation is to walk into a bank and open a dedicated business checking account. Do this as soon as you've registered your business and received your employer identification number, or EIN. This account will be the central hub for all your business-related financial activity. All revenue you generate from sales should be deposited directly into this account. Likewise, all business expenses should be paid out of this account. This one simple action creates a clean, clear record of every dollar that flows in and out of your company. It's the bedrock of sound financial management and professional bookkeeping. Having a separate business account does more than just simplify your bookkeeping. It's also essential for maintaining the liability protection you worked so hard to establish. If you consistently mix personal and business funds, a court could potentially rule that your business isn't truly a separate entity from you. This is called piercing the corporate veil, and it could basically render your liability protection useless. putting your personal assets at risk in the event of a lawsuit or business debt. Your separate bank account is a key piece of evidence that you're operating your business as a legitimate, distinct entity. Furthermore, a dedicated business bank account and credit card build your company's financial history. This becomes incredibly important when you need to apply for a business loan or a line of credit down the road. Lenders will want to see clear, organized financial statements to assess your credit worthiness. A history of consistent deposits and responsible spending demonstrates financial stability and professionalism. Without this separation, you have no professional financial track record to show, making it significantly harder to secure the capital you might need to grow. You must also have a robust system for tracking every single transaction. While you could start with a simple spreadsheet, it's highly recommended that you invest in dedicated accounting software from day one. Programs like QuickBooks, Xero, or Wave are designed specifically for small businesses and are incredibly powerful tools. They connect directly to your business bank account and credit cards, automatically importing and categorizing your income and expenses. This saves you countless hours of manual data entry and dramatically reduces the risk of human error, ensuring your financial records are always accurate and up to date. This diligent tracking is really the foundation of your financial intelligence. With good accounting software, you can generate critical financial reports, like a profit and loss statement or a cash flow statement, with just a few clicks. These reports aren't just for your accountant, they're your business's dashboard. They tell you exactly where your money is coming from and where it's going. You can see which products are most profitable, identify which expenses are getting too high, and monitor the overall financial health of your company in real time. This allows you to make smart, data-driven decisions instead of just guessing about your financial situation. Poor financial management is a silent killer of startups. Diligent tracking is your best defense. Another critical reason for meticulous financial tracking is tax planning. As a business owner, your tax obligations are more complex than those of an employee. You're responsible for paying income tax on your business profits, and depending on your location and business type, you might also be responsible for sales tax, payroll taxes, and self-employment taxes. Keeping clean records of all your income, and just as importantly, all your business expenses is essential. Every legitimate business expense you track, from office supplies to mileage, can be deducted from your income, lowering your overall taxable profit and reducing the amount of tax you owe. Without proper records, you'll inevitably overpay the IRS. Finally, don't wait until tax season to think about your tax obligations. It's wise to set aside a percentage of every payment you receive. A common recommendation is 25 to 30%, in a separate savings account specifically for taxes. This ensures you have the cash on hand when it's time to make your quarterly estimated tax payments to the IRS and your state. A massive, unexpected tax bill can cripple a new business's cash flow. By planning for taxes proactively throughout the year, you turn a potential crisis into a manageable and predictable business expense. This financial discipline is a hallmark of a professional entrepreneur who's building a business for the long haul. You know, a lot of first-time entrepreneurs make the mistake of thinking their brand is simply their company name and a clever logo. While those elements are important visual identifiers, honestly, they're just the surface. Your brand is something much deeper and more powerful. It's really the complete experience a customer has with your company. It's the gut feeling they have when they hear your name. It's the promise you make, and consistently keep, about the quality, value, and experience they can expect from you every single time they interact with your business. It's the reputation you build, and the story you tell. Think of the brands you admire. Apple is not just a logo of a piece of fruit. It is a promise of innovation, elegant design, and user-friendly technology. Nike is not just a swoosh, it is a promise of athletic performance, inspiration, and a just-do-it attitude. Your brand is the collection of perceptions and emotions that exist in the minds of your customers. To build a strong one, you really have to be intentional about defining it from the very beginning. What do you want your business to be known for? What personality do you want it to have? Are you professional and authoritative, or fun and approachable? What are the core values that will guide every decision you make? These elements form your brand identity. The first step in this process is to create a brand identity guide, even if it is a simple one-page document. This guide should define your brand's personality, its core values, and its tone of voice. How will you speak to your customers in your marketing materials, on social media, and in your customer service interactions? Will your language be formal and serious, or casual and humorous? This guide should also outline your visual identity, including your official logo, your brand's color palette, and the specific fonts you will use. Consistency is the key to building a recognizable and trustworthy brand. When customers see the same colors, fonts, and tone everywhere, it builds familiarity and reinforces your professional image. Ultimately, your brand is the reason a customer will choose you over a competitor, even if your products are similar. It's what creates an emotional connection and fosters long-term loyalty. People do not just buy what you do, they buy why you do it. A strong brand communicates that why at every touchpoint. It tells a consistent story that resonates with your ideal customer profile, making them feel like they're part of something bigger than just a simple transaction. Investing time and thought into defining this promise is not a soft marketing activity. It is a critical strategic imperative for building a business that can stand out and endure in a crowded marketplace. In today's digital-first world, your company website is your most important brand asset. It's your virtual storefront, your 24/7 salesperson, and the central hub of your digital presence. This is often the very first impression a potential customer will have of your business, and you only get one chance to make it a good one. A poorly designed, slow, or confusing website will instantly damage your credibility and drive customers away no matter how great your product or service actually is. It signals a lack of professionalism and attention to detail, undermining the very promise your brand is trying to make. Investing in a professional, well-designed website is non-negotiable. This doesn't mean you need to spend tens of thousands of dollars on a custom-coded site from day one. Modern website builders like Squarespace, Wix, or Shopify make it possible to create a beautiful and highly functional website at an affordable price. Your website must be visually appealing, reflecting the color palette and style you defined in your brand guide. It must be easy to navigate, allowing visitors to quickly understand what you do, who you do it for, and what action you want them to take next, whether that's making a purchase, scheduling a consultation, or signing up for your email list. It also must be mobile-friendly, since a majority of users will likely visit from their smartphones. Beyond your website, you need to extend your brand's presence to the social media platforms where your ideal customers spend their time. You don't need to be on every single platform. It's far more effective to choose one or two channels that are a natural fit for your business and do them well. Whether you choose Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, or Facebook, the key is consistency. Use the same profile picture, usually your logo, the same brand colors, and the same tone of voice that you established in your brand guide. Share content that is valuable, engaging, and reinforces your brand's promise. Your social media profiles are an extension of your brand's personality and a powerful way to build a community around your business. Your brand is built through 1,000 small impressions. It's the design of your website, the tone of your emails, the quality of your social media posts, and the way you answer the phone. Every single touch point is an opportunity to either strengthen or weaken your brand. By being deliberate and consistent across all these channels, you create a cohesive and memorable brand experience. This consistency builds trust and recognition, turning casual browsers into loyal customers and eventually into vocal advocates for your business. This is how you move from being just another option in the market to becoming the only choice for your target audience. This is when you open your doors to the world and begin the crucial process of acquiring your first customers. A common and dangerous mistake many new entrepreneurs make is to launch their business quietly, hoping that customers will magically find them through word of mouth alone. While organic referrals are incredibly valuable, you just can't rely on them to build initial momentum. A successful launch requires a proactive, deliberate, and energetic marketing push. You have to make some noise. You need to tell the market that you have arrived and are ready to solve their problems. This initial burst of activity is what ignites the engine of your business and sets the stage for future growth. A powerful launch strategy is not about picking one marketing channel and hoping for the best. Instead, it involves a coordinated, multi-channel approach that surrounds your ideal customer from different angles. In today's fragmented media landscape, your target audience is active in various places. They check their email, scroll through social media, search on Google, and network in professional communities. Your goal is to be present in those key areas. The core of a modern marketing strategy is a mix of digital tactics. This includes creating compelling content that showcases your expertise, running targeted social media ad campaigns to reach specific demographics, and building an email list to nurture potential leads into paying customers. This integrated approach ensures your message is reinforced across platforms. When you officially launch, your marketing efforts should be focused and intense for a set period, often the first 30 to 90 days. This creates a sense of event and urgency around your new business. You might plan a launch week filled with special introductory offers, live Quanda sessions on social media, or collaborations with influential figures in your niche. The objective is to generate a concentrated wave of awareness and interest. This is not the time for subtlety. Your messaging should be clear and direct, communicating your unique value proposition and giving people a compelling reason to check you out right now. A strong launch creates an initial customer base that provides revenue, testimonials, and valuable feedback to fuel your next phase of growth. Remember, marketing is not a one-time event, but an ongoing function of your business. However, the launch phase is unique in its importance for setting your trajectory. Don't be afraid to invest time and a portion of your startup budget into making it a success. The customers you acquire during this period are your pioneers. They are the ones who validate your business concept with real money, and whose positive experiences will become the foundation of your reputation. By planning a strategic multi-channel launch, you are not just hoping for customers to appear, you are actively and professionally going out to get them, laying a strong foundation for a thriving and profitable enterprise. The good news is, you do not need it. Some of the most effective marketing strategies are low cost or even free, requiring an investment of your time and creativity rather than your cash. If your budget is limited, you must prioritize high-impact tactics that give you the most bang for your buck. This means focusing on methods that allow you to connect directly with your ideal customer profile in an authentic and valuable way. Guerrilla marketing and grassroots efforts can often outperform expensive traditional advertising for a new venture, as they build genuine connections and community from day one. One of the most powerful low-cost strategies is content marketing. This involves creating and sharing valuable, relevant content, such as blog posts, how-to guides, videos, or checklists, that addresses the specific pain points of your target audience. Instead of a direct sales pitch, you are offering help and establishing yourself as a trusted expert in your field. For example, a financial advisor could create a free guide on 5 common mistakes to avoid in your 30s. This content attracts potential clients who are actively searching for solutions, builds trust, and can be shared across social media and through email, amplifying its reach at no additional cost. This approach turns your marketing from an interruption into a welcome resource. Another incredibly effective tactic is to leverage the power of partnerships. Identify other non-competing businesses that serve the same target audience as you. Reach out to them with a proposal for a collaboration that benefits both of you. You could co-host a webinar, run a joint giveaway on social media, or offer a discount on your services to their customers, and vice versa. This allows you to tap into an existing established audience of potential customers, gaining credibility through association and reaching far more people than you could on your own. This form of marketing is built on mutual benefit and networking, and it often costs nothing but the time it takes to build the relationship. Finally, do not underestimate the power of organic social media and community engagement. Choose the 1 or 2 platforms where your ideal customers are most active and commit to being a valuable member of that community. This means more than just posting promotional material. Join relevant groups, answer questions, offer advice, and engage in conversations without expecting anything in return. By consistently providing value, you build a reputation as a helpful and knowledgeable resource. People will naturally become curious about your business and seek you out. This method takes time and patience, but it builds a loyal following and a strong brand reputation that is far more durable than any paid ad campaign. However, the work of an entrepreneur doesn't stop at the launch. It simply enters a new crucial phase. This is the phase of monitoring, learning, and adapting. You must now become obsessed with tracking your business's performance. You cannot manage what you do not measure. Without consistent monitoring, you are flying blind, unable to tell if your strategies are working, where your money is going, or whether you are moving closer to or further away from your goals. Establishing a system to track key metrics from the very beginning is essential for making informed decisions and steering your business toward long-term success. At a minimum, you should conduct a thorough review of your business performance on a monthly basis. This review should be a scheduled, non-negotiable appointment on your calendar. During this time, you need to dive into your key performance indicators, KPIs. The most important of these are your financial metrics. Look at your sales revenue, your total expenses, and your net profit or loss for the month. Compare these numbers to the projections you made in your business plan. Are you on track? Are certain expenses higher than you anticipated? Understanding your financial reality is the first and most important step. This monthly check-in allows you to spot potential cash flow problems before they become crises and gives you a clear picture of your company's health. Beyond the core financials, you need to track metrics related to your marketing and sales efforts. How many new customers did you acquire this month? What was your customer acquisition cost? The total amount you spent on marketing divided by the number of new customers? Which marketing channels are bringing in the most valuable leads? You should also be actively gathering and analyzing customer feedback. What are customers saying in their reviews? Are you seeing recurring complaints or suggestions? This qualitative data is just as important as the quantitative numbers. It provides direct insight into what you are doing right and, more importantly, where you need to improve your product, service, or overall customer experience. The purpose of this constant monitoring is to create a tight feedback loop that allows you to adapt quickly. If you launch a social media ad campaign and your data shows it is not generating a positive return on investment after a week, you can pause it and reallocate that budget to a channel that is performing better. If customer feedback reveals a confusing feature in your software, you can prioritize fixing it. The market is constantly changing, and your initial assumptions may not always be correct. A successful entrepreneur is not someone who has a perfect plan from the start, but someone who has a system for learning from real-world results and is nimble enough to adjust their strategy accordingly. This is a significant achievement, and honestly, it is perfectly fine to maintain a business at this level if it meets your personal and financial goals. However, many entrepreneurs have ambitions to grow beyond this initial stage. This is the process of scaling, thoughtfully and strategically increasing your revenue at a much faster rate than your costs. Scaling is not simply about doing more of the same. It is about evolving your business to handle increased demand efficiently, without sacrificing quality or breaking your operational systems. When you feel you are ready to scale, you need to carefully consider your options for growth. There are several common pathways. One approach is to add new products or services that complement your existing offerings. This allows you to increase the average transaction value from your current customer base and attract new segments. Another strategy is to expand into new markets. This could mean opening a physical location in a new city, targeting a different demographic with your marketing, or even adapting your product for international customers. A third path is to optimize your pricing or business model, perhaps by introducing a premium tier of service or a subscription model that creates recurring revenue. Before you commit to a scaling strategy, you must ensure that the foundation of your business is strong enough to support the additional weight. Do you have the systems and processes in place to handle double or triple the number of orders? Can your customer service team manage a higher volume of inquiries without a drop in quality? Is your supply chain reliable enough to meet increased demand? Attempting to scale on top of a shaky foundation is a recipe for disaster. This often means investing in technology to automate repetitive tasks, documenting your standard operating procedures so new employees can be trained effectively, and ensuring you have the necessary cash flow or funding to finance the expansion. Ultimately, scaling is a deliberate and calculated risk. Each growth strategy comes with its own set of challenges and required investments. You must return to the principles of your initial business plan, conduct market research for the new opportunity, create financial projections, and assess the potential return on investment. Growth for the sake of growth can be dangerous. Smart scaling is about making strategic choices that lead to sustainable, long-term profitability. It is the art of taking your successful, stable business and thoughtfully building it into the larger, more impactful enterprise you envisioned from the very beginning, ensuring each new step is placed on solid ground. It is a formidable path, filled with challenges that will test your resolve, your creativity, and your endurance. Starting a business is, without a doubt, a significant challenge. It demands late nights, unwavering focus, and the courage to face uncertainty head-on. There will be moments of doubt, times when obstacles seem insurmountable, and days when you question the very decision to begin this journey. This is the reality of the entrepreneurial path, a reality that every successful founder before you has faced and overcome. It is the crucible in which your vision is forged into a resilient enterprise. But with this great challenge comes the potential for the greatest rewards of your life. The rewards extend far beyond the balance in your business bank account. The true prize is the profound sense of accomplishment and purpose that comes from building something from nothing. It is the freedom to live life on your own terms, to be the architect of your own destiny, and to see your unique vision come to life in the world. It is the satisfaction of creating real value, solving real problems for your customers, and building a team that shares your passion. This journey will transform you, pushing you to grow in ways you never imagined and revealing strengths you never knew you possessed. The key to navigating this path successfully lies in three core principles: a solid plan, unwavering persistence, and the humility to adapt. Your business plan is your map, guiding your decisions and keeping you focused on your destination. Your persistence is your fuel, driving you forward through the tough times when others would quit. And your adaptability is your suspension, allowing you to navigate the unexpected bumps and turns in the road without breaking. The market will teach you lessons, your customers will provide feedback, and your initial assumptions will be tested. The entrepreneurs who succeed are the ones who listen, learn, and are not afraid to adjust their course based on real-world evidence. Remember that you are not just building a company, you are building a legacy. You are creating a vehicle for your own personal and professional growth, an asset that can provide for your family, and an entity that can make a positive impact on your community and your industry. The path is difficult, but the destination is more than worth the climb. With the right preparation, a resilient mindset, and a commitment to continuous learning, the dream of becoming a successful entrepreneur is not just possible, it is within your reach. The challenges are temporary, but the rewards of building a life and a business you are proud of will last a lifetime. You now understand the importance of validating your idea, crafting a solid plan, setting up your legal and financial structures correctly, and building a brand that resonates. You have the map in your hands, but knowledge alone is worthless without action. The single most important factor that separates successful entrepreneurs from perpetual dreamers is the willingness to start. The journey from where you are now to where you want to be is paved with a series of small, consistent, and decisive actions. The time for endless learning and thinking is over. The time for doing is now. Do not fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect moment. There will never be a time when you have all the answers, when all the risks have been eliminated, or when you feel 100% ready. The perfect moment is a myth. The real moment is today. The key is to break down the overwhelming ambition of starting a business into one manageable, achievable first step. You do not need to conquer the entire mountain today, you just need to take a single step up the trail. This action, no matter how small, is what begins to build the momentum that will carry you forward through the entire process. It is the spark that ignites the engine. So what is your one step for today? It does not have to be monumental. Will you spend 1 hour researching your competitors? Will you write the first draft of your mission statement? Will you go to the IRS website and apply for your free employer identification number? Will you buy the domain name for your business? Choose one concrete task from the blueprint we have laid out and commit to completing it before you go to sleep tonight. Checking that first item off your list will provide a powerful psychological boost, transforming your abstract dream into a tangible project that is officially underway. Every big business you admire, every iconic brand you recognize, and every successful founder you look up to started in a place of uncertainty, exactly where you are right now. They were not endowed with special powers or a secret key to success. They simply had an idea, a bias toward action, and the courage to take that first crucial step into the unknown. Your journey is waiting. The plan is before you. The opportunity is yours for the taking. The only thing left to do is to begin. Start now. Take that first step today. Your future self will thank you for it.